Hello friends, this is Nirmal here for Technique, and today we're going to have a detailed look at the camera on the Redmi Note 2. So the Redmi Note 2 comes with the same 13 megapixel rear camera and 5 megapixel front camera combo when compared to the first generation Redmi Note, but there has been improved aspects in this camera. So let's see the camera aspects. Moreover, this runs the MIUI 7 when compared to the previous generation MIUI on the Redmi Note. So the Redmi Note 2 also has the Helio X10 MediaTek octa-core chipset with 2 gigs of RAM and 16 gigs of internal storage and a 5.5-inch Full HD display. So let's get started with the camera review. So let's first open the camera app. So we have the camera app here. So let's open it. So interface wise, nothing's changed. You can see the default set of options to view the gallery, to capture images, to take video. If you swipe from right to left, you can see the filters. Quite a lot of handy filters are included, and if you swipe from left to right, you have these camera modes. The panorama, timer shot, manual mode. So if you take the manual mode, we have the white balance option, select the ISO. So these controls, these settings can be changed manually. So you can control the ISO. It goes from 100 to way up to 1600, and it can set to be it can be also set to auto. And then white balance, you have these options. So that's the manual mode. Then you have the gradient, beautify and scene mode. So these are self-explanatory. And then if you go to the settings, you have the default set of options like watermark, show grid lines, scan QR codes, press and hold the shutter button for burst shoot. Camera frame can be standard 4:3 or 16:9. Picture quality high, standard and low. There is face detection, age and gender you can be displayed. Then other options which are available in most of the cameras. So these are the options in the photo mode. Now let's go to the video mode, and here again if you swipe swipe to the left side, then you have this time lapse and slow motion, and you can see it can capture videos in Full HD. So if you select Full HD, there is no slow motion. If you select HD, we have this option for slow motion videos. So that's the two options available. So though in the video settings, you also have the default set of other options, including ability to save, select the location to save the videos. So that's the interface and also the features offered. So it's a fairly feature rich UI. You can also quickly toggle the HDR here. Flash can be toggled from here, and then you can switch to front camera. So let's open the front camera. So that's the front camera, and here you can see the beautification mode. Then you also have let's just turn this off, and then so you can see the filters included. So quite a lot of filters are included, so you can select your filter which you require. So that's the front facing camera. Now if you have a look at the photos taken with this device, so here are the daylight shots which we took from this device, and the daylight shots have plenty of detail. The colors look pretty good. The sharpness levels are also been improved when compared to the Redmi Note, the first generation Redmi Note, which also had this 13 megapixel camera, and the overall clarity looks pretty good. And the colors have come pretty good. The contrast and saturation levels are also pretty acceptable levels, considering this is a budget smartphone. It's not a flagship phone, but it's a budget smartphone which offers great specs at an affordable price point. So considering that, this is pretty good quality, and the overall clarity of the photos look pretty good. Now we did have some issues with focusing when taking photos of close-up objects, but that's kind of probably because of this ROM being a beta build. It's the MIUI 7 beta version. Before upgrading to the beta version, the developer version, we didn't have this issue. So that's the reason some of the shots in our camera samples have gone blurred, but that's not a big issue. You can always fix that with software upgrades. So overall the close-up shots have also come pretty good. The camera looks pretty good in daylight. Overall clarity also looks pretty good. Now talking about the low light imaging abilities, so the extreme low light photos were noisy. That's again nothing surprising, because it's not a flagship camera, it's a budget camera. So the low light images, the extreme low light were noisy, but there is decent amount of detailing available. The sharpness was again low, but with adequate lighting, say artificial lighting was if the artificial lighting was pretty good, the photos came up pretty well, and the noise levels were reduced. And this you can see in some of these photos, the noise levels were reduced when there was adequate lighting. So overall we would say the low light captures were pretty decent. It's above average camera, we would say, in this price point, considering the pricing of this device, which is around the $200 mark. So for that pricing, this is a pretty good camera. All in all, we are pretty impressed with this camera, and it's a step forward from the Redmi Note first generation camera, which also was a pretty good camera, but a lot of things have been improved in the Redmi Note 2. The sharpness levels are much better, the HDR also was pretty good, the overall clarity of the photos were impressive when compared to the first generation Redmi Note. Now talking about the video recording, again the video quality was also pretty good. The detailing and the clarity along with the colors look pretty good overall. So overall we would say in this price point, this is a pretty good camera to look out for. It does produce some decent results, and it can be used for casual shooting. Now talking about the front facing camera, again this has a 5 megapixel front camera, and as we said before, the front camera also works pretty good. Here are some of the samples which were taken, and they have come pretty good. So overall we would say the front facing camera, the 5 megapixel shooter, is pretty good. So that is the camera review of the Redmi Note 2. So overall we would say this is a pretty good camera in this price point, with a great detailing, colors, and the overall clarity looks pretty good, but it's not really comparable with flagship phones. So this is a budget phone around the $200 pricing, and for that price this is really good camera, and the overall clarity looks pretty good. So that's the detailed camera review of the Redmi Note 2. So hope you like this video. Don't forget to hit the like button and also subscribe to YouTube channel for more videos. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.